The nature of reality is a fascinating topic that invites us to explore how our minds play a crucial role in constructing what we perceive as the real world. While we often assume that what we see, feel, and experience is a direct reflection of what exists, the truth is far more complex and profound. The reality we inhabit is not a perfect mirror of the external universe, but a carefully woven interpretation by our minds, which act as filters, creators, and sometimes manipulators of experience. Everything we perceive begins as sensory input. Our senses, sight, hearing, touch, smell, and taste, gather information from our surroundings, but this information is inherently limited. For example, our eyes can only detect a narrow portion of the electromagnetic spectrum, known as visible light, and our ears can only register a specific range of sound frequencies. Yet, this raw sensory data is not reality. It is the brain that shapes these signals, transforming them into colors, sounds, textures, and tastes that make sense to us. But the process doesn't stop there. Our brains are not neutral machines. They interpret, filter, and modify perceptions based on our beliefs, past experiences, and emotional states. This phenomenon, known as constructed perception, means that we don't see the world as it is but as we are. For instance, a person feeling fear might interpret a sound in the night as a threat, while someone in a calm state might dismiss it as unimportant. The same applies to relationships, events, and circumstances. Our minds project meanings that often reveal more about ourselves than about the external world. Quantum physics takes this concept even deeper by introducing the idea that reality is not fixed until we interact with it. On the quantum level, subatomic particles don't have definite locations until they are observed. This phenomenon, known as the collapse of the wave function, suggests that the act of observation is fundamental to creating reality. While these ideas belong to the microscopic realm, some philosophers and scientists argue they have implications for how we understand our relationship with the universe on a larger scale. Modern neuroscience also reveals that our brains are plastic. They can change and adapt. This concept, known as neuroplasticity, implies that we are not locked into a fixed perception of reality. By changing our beliefs, thoughts, and emotions, we can reconfigure our automatic responses and transform how we experience the world. Practices such as meditation, creative visualization, and mindfulness train the mind to be more receptive to gratitude, abundance, and peace. This understanding leads to a powerful truth: the reality we experience is not an inevitable destination, but a malleable construction. While we cannot control all external events, we can choose how to interpret and respond to them. This act of reinterpretation can radically change our experience of life. For example, someone who sees a challenge as an opportunity for growth will suffer less than someone who views it as an insurmountable barrier. Living with the awareness that our minds construct the world invites us to take an active role in creating our reality. This means questioning our beliefs, exploring our emotions, and opening ourselves to new perspectives. It also involves accepting that reality is not a rigid monolith, but a dynamic canvas that shifts with every thought, emotion, and action. Ultimately, understanding how the mind constructs reality is a path to personal liberation. It allows us to break free from limiting patterns, transcend fear and doubt, and embrace a fuller, more authentic existence. Reality, then, is not merely what we see, but what we choose to create through our perception, intention, and awareness. This understanding empowers us to live more consciously, connectedly, and creatively, transforming not only our individual experience but also the shared world we inhabit.